Every single hug a woman gives you is a coded message, every single one, and the scary part, most men have absolutely no idea what she just told them. She literally pressed her body against yours, handed you her emotional truth on a silver platter, and you just stood there thinking it was a greeting. By the end of this video, you will never misread a woman's hug again. And honestly, some of what I'm about to reveal might make you rethink every hug you've ever received. Here's something that blew my mind when I first came across it. According to research from the University of North Carolina, a hug that lasts 20 seconds or longer triggers the release of oxytocin, the bonding hormone, in both people involved. 20 seconds. That's it. 20 seconds of physical contact and your brain chemistry literally changes. Now think about that. If a woman holds you for that long, her brain is releasing the same chemical that bonds a mother to her newborn child. That's not a casual hello. That's biology screaming something at you. But here's where it gets really interesting, and this is why I knew I had to make this video. Most men categorize hugs into exactly two types: the regular hug and the long hug. That's it, 2 categories. Meanwhile, women have about 15 different versions of a hug, and each one carries a completely different meaning. I'm a woman. I know what I mean when I hug someone, and I know what my friends mean when they hug someone. And trust me when I say this, the difference between a hug that says, I'm into you, and a hug that says, you're basically my brother, is so subtle that if you don't know what to look for, you will misread it every single time. And misreading it, that's where things go wrong. That's where guys either miss their shot entirely, or worse, assume attraction where there is absolutely none. So what I'm going to do right now is walk you through the exact types of hugs women give, what each one actually means from a woman's perspective, and how to tell the difference between affection, attraction, comfort, and the dreaded friend zone hug. And I saved the most revealing one for last, because it's the one most men never even notice, and it tells you everything. The side hug, the polite boundary setter. Let's start with the one that hurts the most because I'd rather rip the band-aid off early, the side hug. You know the one. She turns her body slightly, wraps one arm around your shoulder or your back, and keeps her torso angled away from you. There is almost zero chest-to-chest contact. Her hips stay distant. It's the hug equivalent of a handshake. Now, I'm not saying the side hug always means she's not interested. Context matters, and I'll talk about that in a moment. But in most situations, especially if you're one-on-one and she gives you a side hug, what she's communicating is distance. She's being polite, she's acknowledging your presence, but she is physically keeping a barrier between her body and yours, and that barrier is intentional, whether she's conscious of it or not. Dr. Lillian Glass, a body language expert and communication specialist, has talked extensively about how the body reveals what words try to hide. And the side hug is a textbook example. Her words might say, "So great to see you," but her body is saying, "I'm comfortable with you." At arm's length, if this is the only type of hug you're getting from a woman you're interested in, I need you to hear this with love. She is not on the same page as you. Not yet, at least. The one exception, if you're in a group setting, especially around her friends or family, some women will give side hugs to men they're actually very attracted to because they don't want to be obvious. So, before you spiral, pay attention to whether she hugs other people differently when you're around. That comparison will tell you everything. The quick squeeze, the friendly checkpoint. This one is fast. She comes in, wraps both arms around you, gives a quick squeeze, and pulls away almost immediately. The whole thing lasts maybe 2 seconds. No lingering, no slow release, just in and out like a drive-through transaction. This hug means she genuinely likes you as a person. She's comfortable around you. She's happy to see you. But, and I'm sorry to say this, there's usually not a romantic charge behind it. The quick squeeze is the hug women give to friends they trust. It's warm, it's real. But it's efficient. And efficiency is not the language of desire. When a woman wants you, She doesn't rush the physical contact. She extends it. She finds reasons to stay close. The quick squeeze does the opposite. It says, "You're great," and also, "I'm done touching you." Now, that said, don't write this one off completely, because here's a fascinating detail. If a woman gives you quick squeeze hugs consistently, like every time she sees you, and especially if she's initiating them, she may be testing the waters. She may be creating a pattern of physical contact to see how you respond. So, if you're getting this hug regularly from the same woman, pay attention to whether the duration starts to change over time. Because when a quick squeeze starts lasting 4 seconds instead of 2, that shift didn't happen by accident. The pat on the back hug, the friend zone stamp. Oh, this one. This one has crushed more male egos than rejection letters from Harvard. The pat on the back hug is when she wraps her arms around you, but then pats your back 2 or 3 times during the hug, almost like she's burping a baby. I'm going to be blunt. The back pat is a distancing mechanism. It's a subconscious way of neutralizing the intimacy of the hug. Research on nonverbal communication shows that repetitive patting during an embrace is a self-soothing behavior that signals the person wants to end the contact or is uncomfortable with the level of closeness. It turns the hug from an intimate gesture into something more brotherly, more platonic, more safe. Now, from a woman's perspective, I can tell you exactly what's happening internally. When we do this, we're hugging you because we feel obligated to or because we care about you, but not romantically. And the padding is our body's way of saying, "This is friendly, please read it as friendly." It's almost never conscious. Most women have no idea they're doing it, but the meaning is consistent. If she pats your back during a hug, she has placed you firmly in the safe category, and safe is not where attraction lives. There's actually a funny study from a research team in Finland, published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences, that mapped where people are comfortable being touched based on relationship type. Romantic partners were allowed to touch essentially everywhere. Friends and acquaintances were restricted to hands, arms, and upper back. The back piece stays safely within that friend zone on the body map. Literally, the friend zone is scientifically mapped, and the back pat lives right in the center of it. The tight full body hug, the "I feel safe with you" signal. Now, we're getting into the good stuff. The tight full body hug is when she presses her entire torso against yours, wraps both arms around you firmly, and holds on with genuine pressure. This is not a loose, polite hug. This is a hug with intention. You can feel her breathing. You can feel her relax into it. She's not rushing. She's not pulling away. She's there fully present, and she's squeezing. This hug means one of 2 things, and both of them are significant. Either she feels deeply emotionally safe with you, or she is physically attracted to you, sometimes both. The tight, full body hug is the hug women give when they've dropped their guard. Think about what it takes for a woman to press her entire body against someone. That's vulnerability. That's trust. That's her saying, "I don't need a barrier between us." Psychologist Virginia Satir famously said that humans need 4 hugs a day for survival, 8 for maintenance, and 12 for growth. But she also emphasized that the quality of the hug matters more than the quantity. A tight, intentional hug activates the parasympathetic nervous system, lowers cortisol, and literally tells your body that you are not in danger. When a woman gives you this hug, she's not just being nice. Her body is responding to yours in a way that says, "This person makes me feel calm," and that kind of physical trust is rare. If you're getting this hug, you matter to her. Period. The thing to watch for is whether she initiates it. If she's the one pulling you into a tight hug, that's even more telling. Women don't initiate intense physical contact with men they feel nothing for. We just don't. The risk of it being misinterpreted is too high for us to do it casually. So if she's grabbing you and pulling you in tight without you making the first move, Please, for the love of everything, pay attention. The slow release hug, the one that says more than words. This is the hug where she holds you. And when it's time to pull away, she doesn't just let go. She releases slowly. Her hands drag across your back or your arms. She might let her fingers trail along your shoulder. The separation is gradual, almost reluctant, like she's physically unwilling to break the contact. I need you to understand something about this hug. Women do not accidentally release slowly. That slow pull away is her body fighting her brain. Her brain is saying, okay, the hug is over. Social norms say, let go now. And her body is saying, but I don't want to. That tension between what she should do and what she wants to do is what creates that lingering, dragging release. This is one of the strongest non-verbal indicators of romantic attraction, and most men completely miss it because they're already stepping back and moving on to conversation. The hug ends, and the guy immediately starts talking about the weather or asking about her weekend. And meanwhile, she just handed him a glowing neon sign that said, I want to be close to you. And he didn't even see it. Here's a challenge for you. Next time a woman hugs you, pay attention to the release. Don't focus on the hug itself. Focus on how it ends. Does she snap away like a rubber band? Does she drift away slowly? Does she maintain eye contact as she pulls back? Those final 2 or 3 seconds after the hug tell you more than the entire embrace. That's where the truth hides. The hug, where she buries her face. The emotional anchor. This is the hug where she tucks her face into your neck or your chest. She's not looking at you. She's not looking at anything. She has literally hidden her face in your body and she's holding on. This hug is pure emotional dependence. And it's one of the most intimate hugs a woman can give. When she buries her face into you, she is seeking comfort at a primal level. She is telling you without words that you are her safe place. This is the hug she gives when she's overwhelmed, when she's had a terrible day, when she's scared, or when she simply trusts you so much that she can be completely unguarded. But here's the part nobody talks about. This hug is also a powerful indicator of romantic attachment, not just comfort. Research on attachment theory, particularly the work of Dr. John Bowlby and later Dr. Sue Johnson, shows that the desire to seek physical closeness and use someone as a safe haven is one of the primary markers of romantic bonding. When a woman turns to you specifically as her anchor, when she buries herself into you and lets the world disappear, she has emotionally chosen you. Whether she's labeled it yet in her own mind is another question, but her body has already decided. If you're getting this hug from a woman who hasn't explicitly told you she has feelings for you, trust her body language over her silence. She may not have the words yet, but the message is already delivered. The waist hug, the possession signal. When a woman wraps her arms around your waist instead of your shoulders or your neck, something very specific is happening. The waist hug positions her arms low, pulling your lower body toward hers, and it creates a level of physical closeness that is unmistakably intimate. You won't see women giving waist hugs to co-workers. You won't see it between casual acquaintances. This hug has a built-in intimacy filter that makes it almost impossible to do platonically. The waist hug is territorial. I know that sounds intense, but hear me out. When a woman grabs your waist, especially in public, she is subconsciously marking proximity. Body language experts, including Joe Navarro, a former FBI agent and nonverbal communication specialist, have noted that lower body contact signals higher levels of comfort and attraction. The lower the arms go during an embrace, the more personal the message becomes. Shoulders mean friendly. Waist means something else entirely. If a woman hugs you around the waist and looks up at you while doing it, that combination of lower body contact and direct eye contact is about as clear a signal as you can get without words. She's telling you she wants to be close, she's comfortable being vulnerable, and she is very much aware of you as more than a friend. The hug and hold, the one most men miss. I saved this one for last because it's the most revealing hug of all, and it's the one men overlook almost every single time. The hug and hold is when she hugs you. The hug technically ends, but she keeps some form of physical contact going afterward. Maybe she keeps her hand on your arm. Maybe she holds your hand for a second. Maybe she rests her palm on your chest as she pulls away. The hug is over, but the touching isn't. This is critical. When a woman maintains contact after a hug ends, she is extending the connection beyond what's socially expected. The hug had a natural endpoint. Social norm said, let go. But she chose not to. She found a way to keep touching you without it being another hug. Without it being obvious, without it being something she has to explain. That choice is loaded with meaning. This behavior aligns with what psychologists call tie signs, which are non-verbal behaviors that signal a bond between two people. Holding your arm, touching your chest, leaving her hand on your back. These are all tie signs that communicate both to you and to anyone watching that she feels connected to you. And here's the thing about tie signs. People don't perform them with people they feel neutral about. Tie signs are reserved for people who matter. If she's extending contact beyond the hug, you are not in the background of her life. You are right in the center of it. So, here's what I need you to take away from everything I just laid out. A hug is never just a hug. It's a full sentence in a language most people never bother to learn. The way she positions her arms, where she places her hands, how long she holds on, how she lets go, whether she maintains contact after, every single element is data. And now you have the translation guide. But I want to be honest with you about something. Hugs are just one piece of the puzzle. The truth is, a woman's body is constantly communicating what she feels about you. And most of those signals happen when she doesn't even realize she's sending them. The way she angles her feet when she's talking to you, the way she touches her collarbone, the way she positions her hips. These micro signals are happening all the time, and if you can read them, you'll never have to guess how a woman feels about you again, which is exactly why you need to watch this next video right now. It's called 4 Body Parts She Shows If She Likes You. And it breaks down the specific physical signals women display when they're genuinely attracted to someone. If this video taught you to read her hugs, that video will teach you to read her entire body. And once you have both, you'll understand women on a level that most men spend their entire lives never reaching. It's already on your screen. Click it now before you forget because this information works together. And without the other half, you're still only reading half the body.